All right, I'm back. Jeannie Goodwin here, executive coach, relationship expert, best-selling author of How to Win Her and Influence Him, and not a techie. Now, I've been talking to you about how to get the respect, the collaboration, and the support you need to succeed without resentment, without fighting, without firing, and without leaving. And together, oh my God, I've had so much fun with you. But together in our time, you've actually learned that you can make any relationship better without sacrifice, without brown-nosing, without manipulation, and without burnout. And I've shared my 3 secrets with you. Secret number 1, you can easily transform any relationship no matter what you're going through so that you can both get what you need. And it is respect that is the tool that can transform any relationship. Secret number 2. You can get someone, a man who is standing against you, even fighting you, over on your side and happy to help you. And the way that you do it is you got to outlaw the F word, you got to outlaw the M word, and you got to outlaw the B word, and you got to use understanding of the other person to bring them over onto your side. And then secret number 3, denying your needs actually destroys your relationships. You need to learn how to believe in others and empower them instead of doing for them. And don't let your giving run amok and drain you dry. Really, really important, because we all do it. And it's been great so far sharing these 3 secrets with you. I've had so much fun with you. Now I want you to think about, have you ever run into a relationship problem? You actually knew what the problem was. It was clear as day to you what the problem was, so you worked really hard to fix it because you knew what to fix. But everything you did seemed to make it worse. And it's like the harder you worked on it, the worse it got. Like you got sucked into this world of pain and everything you did actually made it worse. Have you experienced this? Leaving you hopeless and depressed and anxious and lost. Have you ever experienced this? Oh, this is so frustrating. This is so painful. Have you ever tried to talk about the problem in order to fix it and ended up in this huge argument, this flat out fight, and you couldn't figure out how you got there, and worse, how to get out of it? Oh, you know what this feels like? This is awful. And we have all been there, me included. Right now, I want you to think about the biggest relationship problem you have. Think about the biggest relationship problem you have. Get that person in your mind right now. You got it? And thinking about that person. If you applied the 3 secrets that I've shared with you, if you gave respect in order to build a relationship, if you understood them more deeply, how they work, so that you could work more easily with them, if you stopped trying to do everything yourself and let your giving run amok, and you began to empower the other person to step up like never before, would the relationship get better? Would your life get better? Would your stress levels go down? Would your work become better and more productive? Would you be happy? Yes, absolutely yes, because these secrets are powerful and they're life-changing and they work on every relationship. Now, I took an organization through these exact steps that I've shared with you. And at the end of it, the woman who brought me into the organization had a meeting with me. We went for coffee, and she began to talk about one of her painful relationships. Now, she had just learned exactly the same 3 secrets I've shared with you. And she was talking about how this man in her life couldn't be trusted, and how he wasn't showing up for her the way she needed him to, and how she didn't know what to do because she didn't want to hurt his feelings. In other words, she had no respect for him because of his past behaviors. She wanted to fix him so she could get what she needed, and she was trying to protect his feelings by not talking to him about it. In fact, about any of it. And so I asked her, who's in charge of his feelings? She looked at me kind of blankly, and then she said, oh, he is. She just learned everything that I taught you, but she hadn't yet figured out how to apply any of it. There's this great quote by Dale Carnegie. He said, knowledge isn't power until it's applied. Hey, it actually does you no good to know something if you don't know how to apply it. So let me ask you a question. How do you like my help to apply all that I've shared with you to your relationship? I've got something to help you, and if you're okay with it, I'm going to share it with you today. Okay? Thanks. Here's the deal. When we start to have relationship problems, we look for solutions to what we want, right? We focus on what we want. We focus on what we're not getting. Said another way, if the focus is right here on ourselves, it's actually not on the relationship. And that's a problem. Because you're not in a relationship alone. A relationship requires more than one person. What that means is you're focused on the wrong thing. But it's worse than that. Now, this is really important, so pay attention. Your focus determines what you see when you look at something, and more importantly, what you don't see. You see, your brain is designed so that whatever you focus on expands, and whatever you don't focus on, it deletes. Focus is so much more than what you see. Focus is actually what you're concentrating on. It's what you're paying attention to. It's what you keep your mind on. So she was focused on the problems for her. She was focused on herself. And the next thing that happens in your own mind is wherever your attention goes, your focus expands. So that means if your brain is concentrating on the problems, it will delete everything else. Hi, Joanna. Now, then your brain will future cast fear and pain and problems because that's where your focus is. But that's not the end. Once you give it a focus, you give this brilliant brain of yours a focus, it will then begin to look for proof that the one thing that you're focused on is true. Have you ever noticed this? Have you ever bought a new car? And then suddenly you see that car everywhere, like they started making more and more and more of them. Your brain is actually focused on it in order to prove how brilliant you are. Your brain looks for evidence of what you're focused on. In other words, what you're focused on expands. Now, here's the problem. When what you focus on is the problem or the pain, your brain will expand the problems and the pain, and that's all you'll see. And it will delete everything else. And your brain will future cast pain that hasn't happened yet, fully expecting that pain will continue to happen. And it will look for other painful events to prove that you're brilliant, to prove that you're right. And all of it may or may not have happened. It's your focus. And very quickly you'll end up in the land of hopelessness. And your brain conveniently forgets and deletes all the good work you do together, or that you may still love each other, or that there are many parts of your relationship that are good and healthy and strong. It will actually delete all of that. And now you can only see the problems. In a marriage, this is how you end up in that I love him but I don't like him place. And at work, it's where you become afraid to talk about anything because you future cast an argument happening before you've ever even opened your mouth. So you cover your butt instead of stepping up or communicating. So many women are afraid to talk to their men because they just know it's going to end up in an argument. They just know that he's going to say no. He never even gets a chance. So instead of building a relationship, they assume the worst, take all of the workload upon themselves. Hey, if I don't do it, it ain't going to get done, baby, right? They don't ask for what they need. And when they don't get what they need, they think it means the other person doesn't care. Because, hey, Jeannie, if they cared, they'd figure it out without me ever having to ask. Which means there isn't a relationship. Remember, 75% of people who voluntarily leave their jobs leave because of people problems. And over 50% of people who get married get divorced. And if they try again, the odds of failure actually go up to 67% failure rate for second marriages. I was working with a client. She was really struggling in her relationship. And so I simply asked her, so what do you want? And she proceeded to tell me, well, I don't want a lazy man, and I don't want to be lied to, and I don't want to have to push him to work, and I don't want a man who doesn't think about me, and I don't want a man who likes football, and I don't want a man who drinks. And she went on and on and on with all of her list of the things that she didn't want. She never got to what she did want. Her focus was locked on everything she was afraid of. And with her focus locked on all the pain and all the problems, she couldn't see the good in any man, whether he liked football or not. Said another way, you cannot solve a relationship problem when you're focused on only yourself and the problems. The first thing you need to do is diagnose what's really going on in the relationship. That's what I do. You see, the people in the relationship only know about the pain as they focus on it, and then the brain future casts that pain to continue. Once that happens, the brain has effectively been blocked from ever finding their answers. In fact, they can't even see a goal to reach. In our last session, I told you about how I got fired from my dream job in the beginning of my career. And that's what my boss did. He fired me before we ever even had a conversation about what the problem actually was or what he wanted to achieve with me. His brain hadn't even decided that it was worth a conversation with me. And I paid for it by losing my dream job. Said another way, when you're having relationship problems, you can't see straight. You just can't. There's too much on the line. This is why the highest performers in all categories, the best in the world, hire coaches. Athletes hire coaches, politicians hire coaches, actors hire coaches, professionals of all kinds. All of the top CEOs have coaches, salespeople have coaches. The top performers in all categories have coaches. That's how they got there. Because even the best of the best know they can't clearly see what's going on in their own world. So here's what I decided to do in order to help you. I've designed an assessment that will diagnose your relationship for you. It will help you clearly see what's really going on in a challenging relationship. This way, you can objectively diagnose the real challenges. You can actually see clearly. This is a really simple assessment. You can do it in just minutes. In minutes, you're going to be able to clearly see what the real problems in your relationship are. Because so many of us work on the wrong things to fix a relationship or to fix a person. And I've told you, that's the F word in relationships. You can't fix a person because none of us are broken. But how much time and resources are wasted? How much stress do you go through tossing and turning all night, hurting, working on the wrong problem and never getting anywhere except for discouraged? In just a few minutes, you'll have a clear diagnosis of your relationship. You'll know what you need to focus on. And hey, once you start focusing on the right things, things get better fast because they expand with that brilliant brain of yours. You're focused on the right thing. Now, this assessment is only $97, and I have poured years of my expertise into this assessment to make it so simple for you. Think about it. You can save time and stress and resources by simply taking an assessment. And the assessment will measure 6 vital areas of relationship instead of just looking at what you think the problem is. Now, I am out to change the world. You may or may not have noticed. But my belief is helping people to build magnificent relationships at work and at home will absolutely change the world. So here's what I'm going to do. Just because you stayed with me through all of these trainings and you made it here to this one, you played full out with me, I'm going to gift you with this $97 assessment. That's right. It's my gift to you because I really do want to change the world. If you want to get my gift, my assessment, just go to here. I typed it for you. livesuccessnow.com/assess. livesuccessnow.com/assess. You can get the assessment there. It's a special page I created just for you so I can give you this $97 assessment as my gift. So just go ahead and go there. You're just going to need to enter your name and your email, and the assessment will be emailed to you. livesuccessnow.com/assess. Don't you want to get clear in just a few minutes on what will really move your relationship forward? Don't you want to see what is really holding back things for you, causing all the headaches? Go find out for yourself. livesuccessnow.com/assess. I've made it so simple for you. You know, my private coaching calls have completely transformed lives. I got a call from a woman. She found out her husband had been using prostitutes. And as you can imagine, she was devastated. She had no idea what to do. Should she stay? Should she leave? Should she kill him? Oh my God. In one call together, we moved her through the pain, through the anger. We processed all of that emotion. We got her filled with hope again. And we built a plan to get her what she really wanted in a way that she wanted to get it. Because I'm anointed to do this work. So one private call with me can change everything. And no matter what you're going through, love really can overcome all. It doesn't have to take years of heartache and stress to fix a relationship. But truthfully, most people judge love by what they want. That's back to the me, which means it's not love, it's selfishness. And you really cannot clearly see your own life. That's why coaching is so valuable. And my private coaching calls, if you can get on my schedule for a one-time session, and I rarely actually do that. You actually need to sign up for a series of coaching calls with me. But if I offered it, one-time session, that's $250. But as I wrap up this whole series today and our time together, I want you to know you're not alone. You can have a relationship genie on your side. I've shared the 3 secrets with you. I've shown you how to use respect as a tool to create something that's not currently there. I've shown you that you only need understanding of the other person to make every relationship work, and that you must stop denying your own heart and letting your giving run amok. But you know what? To be successful with this, really successful, you're going to need more than information alone. You're going to need to act on it strategically, according to what's going on in your relationship. I know you can be successful in a relationship no matter what you're going through, but you're going to need some coaching. So if you want an hour, a private coaching call with me after you fill out your assessment, which is my gift, where I can privately go through the assessment results with you and I can pinpoint the number one thing that you're going to need to work on to get you the fastest results, go to livesuccessnow.com/Genie session. I typed that out for you too. livesuccessnow.com/Genie session. This is a $250 session, but as my last gift for you today, this private session is only $197. That means if you want both, the $97 assessment and the $250 private coaching session with me, today you can have it all for only $197. That's a savings of $150 as my gift to you. Now, if you want the assessment all by itself, it's my gift. It's free. Just go to livesuccessnow.com/assess. If you want to add a private coaching call with me where I hold your hand, I walk you through the results of your assessment, it just takes one more step. After you get the assessment as my gift, go to livesuccessnow.com/Jeannie session to sign up for your private coaching session. That's it. 2 steps. So easy. You can turn it all around. You can get the respect and the support and the love you need to truly succeed in life. How will you feel when respect flows through your relationship, when support is there and you don't have to ask for it, when you feel loved and appreciated? Imagine what your life will be like when the problems in your life have gone poof and they've disappeared. I promise you, I've been doing this work for decades. I know there's so much you can do to get the relationship you want, whether it's at work or at home. No matter what you've been going through, there are answers that work. But you've got to know what your situation requires, and you have to implement the right answers. And your problems really can go poof. Because truly, I believe in the power of love, and I have seen it revolutionize relationships for decades at work and at home. Now, I stand so solidly behind my work. This is what I'm going to do to make this completely risk-free for you. Go to livesuccessnow.com/assess. Get your free assessment. Go through it. Then go to livesuccessnow.com/Jeannie session and get your private coaching session with me. If at the end of our private coaching session, you have not gotten what you need to move forward, to be clear, just ask me for your money back. I will happily give you your money back. I have never had to, but I want you to know there's no way you can lose here. There is no risk for you. You do not have to struggle anymore. The loneliness, the stress, the nonstop work. You stayed with me through all of these because you want to solve this. That's what I do. And your breakthrough is waiting on you to step up. So go to the website, livesuccessnow.com/assess, livesuccessnow.com/Jeannie session, and I will talk to you then. I am the Relationship Genie. I am at your service. Be blessed. Go be a blessing today.